Happy Thursday. Good morning, Stardust. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sharing is caring. So let's get the sharing out there. And for those of you that are joining me on TikTok, sorry, on YouTube, note that I'm just doing some sharing on TikTok. But good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? How's your day going? How are you feeling? What's going well for you? What are you struggling with if you are struggling? It's Transformation Thursday, so let's transform the energy. Okay. Let's transmute that energy. And there, all the sharing is done. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. So we're going to talk about a couple of things today. I have a couple of quotes that have come up recently that I think are, well, one came up. Some of the other ones I've been through different things that I've been watching and listening to. I've come up with these different posts that I'm actually going to put up. But one of the quotes that came up recently that really stuck with me, and unfortunately I do not know who wrote the quote. It was actually on a page that was talking about this individual's favorite quotes, and so they listed many of them, but no source of where these quotes came from. So maybe at some point I'll look and see. Hello, Angelique. At some point I'll look and see. But the quote, and this is like, it's huge. It's huge. Those who don't move won't notice their chains. Right? So you think about all the times that you're moving towards your goals, that you're heading in that direction. You're making those moves. So you notice the way that there are restrictions in society, right? When you're stepping out of the traditional way that things have been done for millennia, which isn't necessarily the correct way or the way that we should continue doing them in the future. So all of these people that are the way changers, or I have an itchy nose. I might have to, give me a second. I don't know why it's itchy. Ah, tickle. Anyway, so for people that are, not seeing what's going on in society right now, they are the individuals that don't move. So how can they notice that the way that things are if they're not challenging what's going on around them? So I just thought that that was a really powerful quote, so I wanted to share that with you. We're going to do a couple of things today. We'll check in on the energy. We'll do some cards, of course. And then we'll see where it goes from there. Today is Transformation Thursday, so like I said, I like to transform the energy on Thursday, and it's something that you should look at doing within your life as much as possible, right? How can you shine a light on the shadow? How can you love the lesson? How can you love the experience? How can you move beyond that, right? And love is the most powerful transmuter. Hi, Nikki. And hello, Genuine. I saw you come in there. You got to hang on a minute. I really love a hot tea. I like to to give the hot tea, but only when it's appropriate. And the hot tea for me is not about gossip. Sometimes we need the hard truth. That's what my hot tea is. Sometimes, if we're not getting the truth, how can we truly grow? How do you go live on mobile? That's not really what I do here, but if you go on your phone and you go to TikTok, and down on the bottom when you go and hit the plus button, there's options of 30 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes, I think are the intervals that they have the videos at, or 60 seconds, 3 minutes, and 10 minutes. Maybe that's more accurate. But over on the far side of one side or the other on your phone is going to be live. So you're going to hit the live, and then you're going to go live, unless you don't have enough followers, and then, well, that's between you and TikTok. Did that help? Thank you for the likes, Nikki. Thank you for the likes. Hi. Say hi on here as well. I feel like someone's hiding. Good morning. Sorry, Divine Rising, Byron. Divine Rising. I did miss you yesterday, but I do think it's fantastic that you've made that decision and choice for yourself, and you're honoring you and your energy and what you need at this time. So we'll miss you from class while you're taking that space, but you're always there with us anyway. Thank you for that daily reminder. You are loved as well. You are loved and you are love. And how can you be love throughout your day? I'm doing well, Nikki. How are you? How are the children? How's the husband? How's everything going? Um, and whoever else is on here, make sure you hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Yes. I thought I was going to see you yesterday, or that I was going to see you and then I'd be able to just communicate that. Right. But no, I'm safe. I am safe. I'm very protected. All right, so I pulled two masters to see who is going to guide us today. With these masters, we do have a couple of affirmations to say, and then I'll read the little message from them so that we can have that message as well. So we've got Durga and we've got Mahavatar Babaji. Those are the two masters that we got today. Well, come on in. Come on in. Hang out with us. Okay, Durga. What is the message from Durga? Be fierce. Durga is the strong, eight-armed goddess from Hindu mythology. Carrying a conch shell, a sword, a half-blossomed lotus, and many other sacred objects, she carefully balances these sacred tools while she sits fiercely atop her symbolic tiger. In one hand, Durga is carrying a thunderbolt, which is the energy that seeks to be received in this reading. It is the thunderbolt that represents firmness and not being rattled in the course of one's daily life. As we dig deeper, we find that it is fierceness that guides this greater truth. If you have been lacking motivation or being indecisive lately, Durga is calling on you to activate your flames of fierceness within. There is nothing wrong with going after what you want, and the universe requests you to take more initiative in your life. Release all judgment and attune towards more divine fierceness as you ride your inner tiger into glory. So the additional meaning, acceptance of self, non-judgment, and a time of action. So to invoke the energy of Durga, we're just going to repeat the affirmation that's on the bottom of the card. And the affirmation on this one is, I am the eternal truth. So 3 times, I am the eternal truth. I am the eternal truth. I am the eternal truth. Okay, now let's see what Mahavatar Babaji, sorry, I wanted to say Baba, I wanted to go to the Gita, but it's not. It's Babaji. Babaji. Let's see what we have for our message from Mahavatar Babaji. Eternal youth. So we've got eternal truth and eternal youth. This is pretty beautiful. This is a lovely, lovely, lovely thing for today. Mahavatar Babaji is the eternal master from the Himalayas that has been experienced by many souls. Unlike many masters in this game, he is still living physically on the earth in the flesh as he assists humanity to raise their frequency for the upcoming shifts. Hi, Edie. How are you, love? Hi, Metal Chick. Crystal. Due to this process of him uncovering his eternal truth, he has transcended the aging process and has brought you a message to reclaim your infinity. Know that it is very easy to fall into the thought processes and beliefs that I cannot do this or I cannot do that when we reach a certain age. The immortal Babaji teaches that all is possible, even the ability for one to defy aging. And we do. Look how many of us, like, they have this big joke about Gen X kids that just we didn't age right, and that's because we were adults when we were children. So now we're starting to reverse and look like children while we're adults. It works for me. TT. This message is a reminder to reclaim who you are and walk confidently in the direction of your dreams. Remember that you are an infinite, eternal soul, and all is possible to the one who believes and acts. Right? So seek to open your mind to all the possibilities of the universe. Question any beliefs that stem around age and transcend mental limitations in order to access higher gifts. How powerful. Good morning, love. Okay, so in order to invoke this energy, we have to repeat the affirmation of Mahavatar Babaji, and it's the light of eternity beams through all of my cells. The light of eternity beams through all of my cells. The light of eternity beams through all of my cells. And it does. Look at this light that just came in this moment, right? It is. It's beaming. It's beaming. The other thing that I wanted to do, and this is just to demonstrate a type of practice that I have, and I think that anyone should have a practice like this. Now, it does help to have a really good book, but you can do it with essentially any book that you have. You just grab the nearest book, and for whatever question you have, you hold on to it and you ask the question. And when you feel, you have your eyes closed the entire time, and then you open it up and you allow your finger to go down a page to where you should read, right? And it can give you a really incredible messages at time. Now, this Gene Key book, it has so much in it. Every time I read something from it, I can't help but have my consciousness or my understanding expand in some way. So it's a beautiful book to do this practice with. You can see I've got some placeholders from other times when I've done this. And I'm going to remove them at this time because I don't need those placeholders anymore. And that'll mean that nothing's holding us or nothing's being held when I do this. Divine Rising, Spirit Warrior. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to ask, what is the thing that the collective needs to know? What would be the most inspirational message that we could give to the collective today? Or what would be the most activating or awakening thing that you guys could listen to today, or would benefit you to hear today? Okay, so that's what I'm channeling energetically at this moment, so that we can get a really profound message that's going to open the eyes or awaken or activate something in the individuals that are watching today. For me, I have this beautiful thing called alignment. When I know that I have sat with it long enough, I actually sit in an aligned space. I'll feel myself move from, say, seated forward back into that upright alignment. And that's when I know that I've held the book long enough. You may find other cues for you, or just say the question. Once you're done the question, open it. The whole time I've got my eyes closed. I'm just sitting with the book, and then I'm just bringing it down and I'm opening it up. And when I open it up, I'm just going to pick one side or the other. And whichever side that I pick, I'm going to run my finger down until, for whatever, I have an indication to stop. And once I stop, then I read the page that I have set my hand upon, that I have put my energy in, right? So the message that we need to have from the Gene Key book is under the little title over here that says Embracing the Dark Side. So apparently we need to hear about this, okay? And I think it's really fascinating with some of the information that I've shared recently. So this is going to be really, really powerful for us to hear. I am going to wind it back a little bit. I feel like we need to read this whole section. Hi, Mel. How are you, love? When the human mind imagines the concept of immortality, it does so from within its own limitations. The mind can only conceptualize something within time, so it sees immortality as time that simply stretches into the future forever. This is why the mind cannot really grasp what immortality means. True immortality is actually the cessation of time altogether. This is the only way to escape death, to live so entirely within the present moment that death cannot exist. This is why the gift of totality must eventually lead to such a state. Whereas totality means to live life to the utmost, immortality means to die in the everlasting moment. To do this, your sense of identity and separateness must first die, leaving only life in its place. Once there is no localized center of awareness, there is no death because there is nothing left to die. Only consciousness remains, moving from one form to another endlessly. In Christian mythology, the embodiment of fear is expressed through the Antichrist, Lucifer, the embodiment of evil. There are some curious secrets hidden within this myth. The destiny of Lucifer at a mythic level is actually to become one with the Godhead. Lucifer was originally the favorite and strongest of God's angels. In mythology, the strongest is always chosen to fall and forget his true nature. This is the higher mythic meaning behind betrayal. This wonderful anthropomorphism contains the great secret of the meaning of evil and the dark side itself. Evil is simply everything about life that has not yet been accepted and embraced. The only misinterpretation of the old legends is seen in the battles between good and evil in which good triumphs. The ancient symbols and images of dragons being killed is a projection from the 28th shadow. In the end, the archangel Michael, who represents good, must embrace Lucifer in his arms rather than killing him. Only in this way can he fulfill the myth by transmuting Lucifer's true essence into a force even higher than himself, thus revealing Lucifer as God himself. That is how the Christian myth should really read. Many other more ancient myths from other cultures also describe the very same dynamic. The city of immortality requires that the individual surrender themselves into his own deepest fears, and in dying they are reborn as pure consciousness. Such a being realizes their true purpose as the purpose of life itself, to live in the immortal truth of its own nature, beyond time and form. When a being attains this state through the 28th city, they take on a particular mythology. Their specific gift is to highlight the fears of others wherever they go. This is simply an aspect of their awakening, operating through their genetics. Thus, they are said to have the gift of casting out demons, because this is precisely what their aura does. Through its grace, it highlights the darker, unaccepted aspects of one's nature and absorbs them into its deathless state of consciousness. As all acidic states are really one and the same state, this is an aspect common to them all, but it carries specific mythological power in the 28th city's destiny. Finally, a few words about the future role of the 28th city. As was stated earlier, this city contains the seed of manifestation of immortality in form. After all the cities have dawned in humanity and our collective body has begun to transmute into its future form, the 60th city will flower and the laws that hold our world together will dissolve. At that time, elements of our future vehicle will coalesce and begin to form another kind of vehicle to house the higher consciousness of humanity. In this vehicle, the 28th city will finally come to fruition, and in doing so, it will synthesize the animal soul of Gaia with the human soul, thus making an immortal body. Herein lies the secret behind all the codes within our mythologies, where man and beast are combined as one. The animal kingdom of our planet constitute an awareness that already operates in the immortal field, and whose sacrifice suggests an evolution even higher than our own. At a physical level, man must absorb his entire animal nature into himself in order for its true purpose to be shown. Only then will we see for the first time the true nature of the beast. Right? Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that fascinating? So that's the message that we needed to hear today. For whatever reason, there's someone or many of us that it would resonate with. But I think what I'd like to highlight with what came up from it is a couple of things. One, I do have a couple of messages that I want to share from the cards that we had earlier. But from this message here, we are seeing a lot of what we call darkness in the world. This is the Gene Key book. So this is Gene Keys. I do Gene Key readings. I do a general, well, it's a pretty in-depth reading on your Gene Keys. Where I go over each of your gene keys, I go over each of the lines, I talk about the activation sequence, I talk about the Venus sequence and the Pearl sequence, and I give you all this information so that you can start contemplating on your transcendence path that you've assigned for yourself. And it can give you so much insight into who you are. So this is a really deep book. It has so much in it, but I love to use it as an oracle as well, which is one of the suggestions that's in the book. So I like to just hold it and ask for the question of the day and then open it to a specific spot and read away. So apparently today I get to read on the 22nd gene key again, because that's where I just opened it up again. But when we're looking at the stuff that's going on in the world today, we're seeing a lot of that darkness, right? We're seeing those polarities with the energies, and even so much so that it really feels like there's two separate realities that we're experiencing at this time. And we've seen that to the point where, you know, even in certain situations, people are video recording the same space. And when someone's video recording it, they're seeing, say, a fire, and where others are video recording it, there's not. So it's really interesting that we're seeing that. But the thing about the story is we don't win the war by fighting against it, right? When we fight the war with more war, we just create the very thing that we're trying to overcome. The only way that we move beyond this is to shine love and compassion and to transmute that energy through that window, right? We have to be the opposing energy and come in with that light to transmute it, not bring more darkness in to eradicate the darkness. It doesn't work that way. So it is, you know, it is that element of, and we have to thank the darkness, and we have to thank the shadow. It's through your shadow that you get your most growth, and it's through the darkness in which we are embracing our light, in which we will improve our gifts. We'll, same thing with, you're not going to sit with the shadow if there's no point within it, right? If there's nothing to gain from it, nobody would ever do it. But there's so much to gain from it, because within the shadow is where all of your light is being trapped, and a lot of your very powerful or most authentic aspects of you are hidden within those shadow layers. So it's important to work through them. And now, when we're with that part of the book where what we just read, it talks about how for those of us that are ascending or transcending through our shadows, our light gets brighter and brighter. And the thing that happens when our light gets brighter is we irritate the other people's shadow. And we become change makers without even doing anything. Merely by being present in an environment, we are going to be pushing against someone's shadow, which is going to give them that opportunity to transmute it again. And we don't do anything unless we're aware of it. So we make people aware of their shadow aspects, whether they determine to view it as a shadow that can be transmuted through love, or they determine that it's an aspect that they have no control over, or they're stuck in that position. That's their soul contract. That's their determination. So that was another thing that struck me from that book, is how many of us become that agent. So if you're around people and you know you see those little, to me it's spikes in energy, right? Because you come in with all this light, and it's just like little jabs into their energy field, which causes their energy to become very spiky. I speak in interesting language when I'm talking about energy, um, and how I feel, or I see other people's energy. I like to talk about it in terms of sound and move and motion, right? How it feels, as well. So the other thing that I wanted to mention because of the cards was the concept of these two posts that I'm going to put up a little bit later on. And the one is talking about, are you giving fear more your are you giving your fear more attention than your purpose? Okay, that's a big one because I know a lot of people are sitting there going, I know, I meant to like step out there. I know there's something that I meant to bring to society. I know there's something that I'm supposed to do in service, or, I know that, I have these gifts, or, I meant to make this change or whatever it is, but we hesitate because, we're afraid of being seen still, and that might be a shadow to transmute, or, we're afraid of our voice being heard, and any of these things that we're afraid of being seen or heard, or being on the stage, or being in the spotlight. It really comes back to, not there's a little bit of acceptance work that needs to be done for you, and there's also, at the end of it, it's an attachment thing, because when we're afraid of success, we're afraid of success because of, well, one, the level of work and effort that is required to maintain success, right? If we have these ideas in our head that, oh, I got to work a lot, like I'm going to be busy all the time, I'm going to be so, if you're thinking in terms of that, well, you're probably not in alignment with your purpose, because in doing your purpose, it should be in a flowing kind of space. So we can get caught up in that. It's going to be a lot of work to do but you're not doing it all at once either. You're doing it moment to moment, day to day, and it grows over time. And you don't have to do it alone. That's the other thing. Sometimes we have this concept of, oh my God, I want to build this empire. And in building this empire that's going to help people around the world, that's a lot. I don't know how I'm going to do it all. Well, you're not going to do it all. Along the way, you're going to interact with people at all kinds of different levels that are going to help you and assist you and stuff like that. Yep, absolutely. There can be some definite past lives. Persecution wounding is a big thing, that comes up in us not willing to stand in the spotlight, and to be seen. So one of the things, I'm actually going to be putting on a webinar. It's going to be a quantum regression and integration therapy session that is going to be specifically on, that shadow aspect of not being able to be seen, right? Not being able to step into the spotlight. So we're going to go in a quantum regression session on that. And I'm going to make it like 11.11, like $11.11 for this webinar. And I'll keep you guys up to date, on when that gets done. So I really love that, we just go in and we find the area, or what it's masking, or what is underneath it, right? It's a whole process. It can be used for trauma. It can be used for pain, for addiction, limiting beliefs, anything that's keeping you stuck. So it's within any of your energy bodies, it will find where that energy is, and what it is blocking, or what it is masking, or what the message is that's behind it that you need to release in order to release the energy of the emotions that you've stored, whether through your past life traumas, through intergenerational trauma, ancestral wounding, and even through this life and all the traumas and experiences that you've had. So it does look at all the different energetic bodies. Okay. The other one that, came up for me this morning, that came out with those cards, is that you're either holding on or letting go, right? One keeps you stuck, the other frees you. Choose wisely, right? So what are you holding on to that you need to release, that in just releasing, right? When we're trying to control things, this is one of those, we're just going on a tangent. We're just going on a boop boop. And yes, exactly. When you get to the root of it, you can let it go. Um, absolutely. And that made me go offside. Okay, so when we are trying to control our lives and the course that that it's unfolding in and the way that it's happening, it's interesting because it's almost like we think that we can do better than what God could do if we just let God take control of, the flow of life. We just surrendered to the knowing that everything is going to work out, that we're always provided for, that life is abundant. When we peel back all those layers that have kept us trapped for so long, right? And it was just that interesting because I used to be a controller. I was trying to control my life all the time. I was definitely in masculine energy and the hustle and grind and the do and go and anything, so I didn't have to sit with my own thoughts or my feelings. So silence is definitely the secret, and stillness is its partner. And in silence and in stillness, you get to work through those shadow aspects or those voices that are in your head that are saying stupid things that it's just lies. It's just lies. And when we step out of that masculine energy, we can sit within our feminine energy. And this is non gender specific. It doesn't matter whether you are male or female, XX, XY, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you identify in your gender as a rabbit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are a rabbit or a dog or a tree or anything. There is masculine and feminine energy that runs through everything, including you. Good morning. Good morning. Love you. So the it depends on what you're asking, Anthony. It depends on what you're asking. Oh wait, let me see. Did I miss something too? Divine friend. Okay, I'm not missing anything. Everybody's saying hi and lots of love on there. So, um, I lost my train of thought through all of that, but that's okay. That's okay. That gives me an opportunity to have a sip of tea. There's a variety of different, and you said physical abilities. I'm not sure what physical abilities you mean. Choo choo, hop on the train. Yes, there are. There are masculine and feminine energies everywhere, in everything. So, but when we stop in the hustle and the bustle and the go and the go and the need to consume and to produce and to be in that productive space, we can sit back into the receptive space and we can just receive and we can go into this state of flow. Now, we need both because we have both energies. So we need both structure and flow. And you put structure in place for the things that you need to be consistent in, right? So whatever you know you need to be consistent in, that's where you create structure around. So if you need to be consistent in what you eat, create structure around that. If you need to be consistent in what you're doing physically to have a healthy body, this is your temple, right? Then have a routine in for that. So put consistency and structure in place for that. If you have created, for me, I have a school, and in my school I have classes that are set up. So my classes run at noon every day, and then there are classes that I have that are at 3. So those are things that I have structured. Outside of that, my life is completely flow. I flow from one activity to the other, doing what I like. I flow from awake to asleep. If I feel like I want a nap, I go have a nap. It doesn't matter what time it is. I stay awake until I choose to go to sleep because I'm done being awake. And so it's a completely flow situation for that, with structure put within it. And that's how we should be living. And I mean, if you're somebody that is considers themselves to be neurospicy or on the spectrum, and technically we're all on the spectrum, just where are you in that spectrum? We're all on the spectrum in masculine feminine energy. We're all on the spectrum when it comes to where our frequency sits. We're all on the spectrum when it comes to whatever characteristics or traits that we embody. We're on the spectrum with all these different things, right? And I love I just say, I call it all my spectrum. When my brain squirrels off, I'm like, yep, that's my spectrum. My spectrum has got a bunch of squirrels, and some of my squirrels are literally stoned. The other squirrels, they're off on some kind of quest or adventure, and some squirrels, I think my dog's chasing them, right? They're fun squirrels. Good morning, good morning, right? So this is powerful time that we're moving through. And when we're looking at these splits and all of this division, if we can remove the labels and just see life as a spectrum, right? And we just see life as a spectrum, and honor and appreciate the uniqueness of everybody and where they reside within that spectrum, then we we get rid of all this division, and it's the division and polarities that are creating what we're experiencing now. I love squirrels too. I love squirrels too. If it's your first time here, definitely hit the subscribe button, and if you're watching the live, the like would be really would be handy as well. And comments. I think comments help. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to the algorithm stuff. I just show up because this is what I love. Hi, Darren from the UK. Nice to meet you. How are things in the UK? There's tons of stuff going on around the world. I don't know if you've seen, but in the reality that I'm in right now, I'm seeing two distinctly different realities. When I go on my feed, I'm seeing both of them. I'm choosing not to put my attention or awareness into the one that I don't want to see seeded in the future. I put my attention on the one that I'm wanting to help create and to solidify and ground into our reality. So that's where I'm putting my attention. And I hope that I can inspire you to do the same. Good morning, Rhoda. How are you? All right, we've got just under an hour. Maybe I'll pull some energy cards. We'll just do quick cards for everybody. Just do quick cards since I got on a pretty good little chat there. Good morning. Alrighty. When I do cards, it's frosty. Yeah, it was minus 18 this morning. Minus 18. I was like, no, thank you. No, thank you. But I'll tell you something. So because it's Transformation Thursday, and what I had asked, one part of the whole thing that I had asked is A, what is something that's going really well in your life so we could celebrate that? And B, what is something, no, I'm not. You just unfortunately have been indoctrinated into a belief system that is different than mine. And I'm one of unity and love, so thank you. Right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your truth. Good. Yeah, we're going to do some. So if anybody wants a card, all I'm doing is I'm just going to check in on your energy and maybe give you something energetic with what comes up. We'll see what comes up with it. We're at 11:10 right now, so it's perfect. Okay. Namaste, Sherry. Okay. Let's get some good energy going. Okay. Just trying to think who asked the first one. And thank you for that. Thank you for the gift, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Appreciate you all. Trish, that's it. I was like, who said first? It was Trish. All right, Trish. Can I get a message for Trish, please? Oh, hang on. We got a card backwards. I was looking at that last night. Can I get a good message for Trish, Spirit? And I might pull out the tarot deck. Okay, so sometimes the things that happen in our lives, they break us wide open. And it's in being broken wide open that all of the light gets in, right? And sometimes we need to, we all have our bottom. We all have our bottom, and the bottom is where, you hope you hit sooner rather than later, because the sooner that you hit that proverbial rock bottom, the sooner you can have that bounce back. right? And this broken open, I just want to give you a little bit of the messaging from within the card. Um, so this is the gift, the gift of grief, being shattered as a result of loss and the potential inherent in failure. Okay. There are situations in life when you see the value of loss, grief, and a broken heart. Yet it's not the pain or loss itself that must be the focus of your attention here. No, not even the story of what happened. The details surrounding what has brought you to your knees is as important as what results from the experience. Can you see the situation that has broken you wide open, enabling you to have an even greater capacity for love, compassion, empathy, and understanding? Okay. The only way forward is to move through it without resistance or manipulation, without attempting to bargain with unseen forces, because none of your usual fallbacks can put you back together again. Right? Such a powerful message with this card. If you do fall prey to self absorption or self pity, it will just make it harder to get to the next gradual phase leading to relief. Even if you are prolonging the inevitable, you will get there eventually. The gift is accepting who you've become as a consequence of integrating this difficult experience and allowing yourself to be more than you were. This wisdom comes at a high price, but the value of your experience of moving through and to the other side is unsurpassed. Love the you that is the result of being broken open by life's challenges and lessons. How powerful of a message is that for you, Trish, at this time? So much love to you, Trish. I thank those moments so much now because it's where all the growth happens, right? Know that you are always whole. Like I literally have a message right here in my book. It's written down and it is for you. And it says, relax in the knowing that you are whole. Okay, that's your message. That's your message from my little book. Relax in the knowing that you are whole. Okay. Alrighty, Mel. What's Mel's energy? You're welcome, love. And we'll just send a lot of blessings your way. I think the rest of the people on TikTok can share in that, send blessings your way. See yourself receiving what is meant for you. Just always think of that. I'm always receiving what is meant for me. And yeah, yeah. We can send all kinds of blessings your way for what's in your highest good to receive. Okay? All right, Mel. What does Mel need to hear at this time, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Mel? What's for me won't pass. Exactly. All right, so Mel, we've got the power of purpose. So there was a saying, or there was something that came out today, right? It's that other message that I had. It's that other message that I had in my little book. Is, are you giving more attention? Are you giving fear more attention than your purpose? Okay, so the power of purpose. I'm going to read it though, because there's something within the message within this card that you're going to resonate with. So individuation, there we go. Seeing your unique place in the world, a clear sense of authentic purpose, healthy self-esteem, letting go of conditioning, celebrating your uniqueness, you be you. Okay, so really powerful energy for you, Mel. There comes a time when you realize that you are destined for something that is yours and yours alone. The catalyst might be an experience with a special person, a path you choose, or something you feel called to do. You'll discover it's not necessarily what you thought it would be and has nothing to do what everyone else wants or seems to want. An uncanny conviction takes hold from somewhere deep and true. You feel a sense of power arising from a true sense of self, accompanied by a need for action, a commitment to explore something, or a purposeful choice. Right now, you're invited to step into a new, empowered sense of authentic purpose, right? bolstered by a healthy dose of self-esteem. You're called to release your old conditioning. There's no need to be self-conscious or act a certain way to please others, which can sometimes take you in a direction you don't want to go anyway. The discipline and will to evolve are yours by nature. This process doesn't have to be a struggle. You cannot fail if you immerse yourself fully in what is in front of you now. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. You never have to seek your purpose or wonder what it is. Just keep removing the blocks to your essential self, and your purpose will find you. It's that easy. What a wonderful thing to know. And that's a powerful message for every one of us. I've been saying that for a long time. Your purpose isn't to come here and work a job and make money. Your purpose is not found within that. We weren't the whole meaning of your spirit that's occupying this body and even this physical body was never to come and work, pay taxes, take your 2 weeks vacation and die. That was never the purpose, right? How beautiful you can do. Don't it's not I want, you are going to, you're going to do it, you're going to achieve it, you're going to accomplish it. You've got everything you need to succeed. What you want that's right in front of you is what you're meant to bring in. So just do it. There is no try, there is only do. And the people that are, if you like it and you think it's awesome, there's a whole bunch of other people out there that like it and think it's awesome too. You got this, Mel. You've got this. I'll come and check it out. I will. Okay, Rhoda. Rhoda's next. Ooh. Time machine. All right, where are we going? Time is an illusion. Like my guides are with this one a little bit, but I will read the card for you, Rhoda. Time is an illusion, right? It is in the sense that time is different when you go to different planets. Time is different depending on how you are experiencing it. Sometimes a minute goes by and it seems to take an hour, and other times a minute goes by and it seems like it went in the blink of an eye, right? So time is an illusion, and that's something for us to recognize. And because of that, we can bend time, and we can step through time. We can get to a space of timelessness, which is what that gene key was talking about. Okay, number 3, Rhoda. Definitely. Inherited patterns, conditioning, lessons already learned, cellular memory, honoring the past without being trapped there. And some of us, we hold on to it and we keep retelling the stories over and over and over again from the victim standpoint, which we're not, it doesn't help us to move beyond the story. It's getting cold, guys. Okay. We rely on stories we inherit from our ancestors, our families, our culture, and the world around us to construct a map of our reality. As we develop new stories in life, we build on those old foundations, repair them when we can, or tear them down to begin again. The best and most powerful traits and experiences of your ancestors are yours to integrate into your life so you don't have to revisit their hardships or rectify their mistakes. You have a magical map with which to navigate your current circumstances. Look to the past for answers now. Ask yourself, in this situation, what can I learn from those who came before me? What traits can I emulate in order to move through this challenge with wisdom? How can I build on what I already know and integrate this understanding? What might I do differently? Sometimes you walk blindly into traps set in the past. Perhaps you couldn't see you were repeating a pattern until you were well in it. The best course of action here is to rest, practice self-compassion, and make a conscious choice to do something differently next time. Clarity will come. Remember that if you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got. History repeats itself only if you allow it. The most important thing is that you are becoming aware. You can make a different choice regarding how you respond to life right now. Yes, things can be awkward and uncomfortable as old hurts are revealed and new solutions are attempted. The time is ripe for change, so keep going. Every step is important. Allies will rally, but in the end, you are the one you've been searching for. One day, you will remember how your beautiful new story was just around the corner. How beautiful is that message? Like all of these messages, as the reason why I'm reading them is because the messaging is for everybody. It's for everybody. Okay. All right, Flory. What does Flory need to hear today, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Flory? And buenos dias. ¿Cómo está? We'll have to keep up at least like the greetings. Love to you. Love to you. Ooh, Flory. Close Encounters. I like this one, the Close Encounters card. It's so pretty. So I'll show that to you really close and then we'll show it to these guys. How pretty is that? Close Encounters. Number 10. So 10s are new beginnings, right? Beginnings and endings. Close Encounters, Flory. Vulnerability as a strength. Letting others see your wounds as well as your strengths. Setting healthy boundaries. It's like minus 18 Celsius, Darren. But for some reason, I have had for this longest time the ability to pull the sun in the mornings. Like I've had sun, how many days in a row, guys? How many? It's not, it's, yeah, but it's minus 18. It's not warm. It's just, looks are deceiving. Let's put it that way. Hi, Rebecca. All right. This is a time of connection that asks for you to be vulnerable and authentic. Let go of any social masks or constructs you use to keep yourself apart from others. Lower your shields and allow yourself to step into a dance of intimacy. When you become close to people, you remind yourself that you are not alone. You're part of a beautiful, meaningful bond. At a deep spiritual level, there are so many lessons offered to you in this closeness. At a social level, intimate relationships help you ignite the spark of life that is the power of affinity. You flourish as a result of offering emotional honesty, a true desire for equality, love, friendship, and laughter. We aren't meant to be alone, yet sometimes we are wounded and we build walls around ourselves so we don't get hurt again. It's time to be honest about yours and step out from behind that barrier and engage in all of life. This is a beautiful opportunity to allow your vulnerability to be your strength as you choose to live in integrity and without artifice. Even in your work life, this mode of connection allows you to be truly present. When you live this way, everything and everyone thrives. You have no need to defend yourself when you're being truly and utterly you, empowered by your raw openness and willingness to be seen. In this way, your close encounters will not fail you. There is much to celebrate when you stand eye to eye, shoulder to shoulder, sharing your heart. That's a beautiful message for you, Florian, for all of us, right? It takes great strength to be vulnerable. And when we're vulnerable, we lay a foundation that is so strong for the other person. Hey, Shelby. I'm going to come to Arizona at some point, and when I do, I'll let you know. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later, but I'll let you know. I want to go to Sedona, so that's in the future at some point. And when I do, I'll let you know. Whoa, we weren't focusing on anyway. Yes, that's we were talking. We were talking about that in class yesterday. Hi, hello, Nikki. How are you? Look at all these UK. We're getting more UK. It's been an interesting moment. All right, Sam. What does Sam need to hear today, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Sam? Ooh, seeing beyond. Whoa, it snowed. I know. Like, how crazy is that? Yes. Where are you spiraling through the galaxy? Because I'm spiraling through the galaxy in cold Ontario right now. So, yeah, I get it. All right, Sam, Seeing Beyond. I love this card. I'm going to give you that little, I'm going to give you what the card, I'm going to read what the book has to say for Seeing Beyond. Sometimes the messages in the book are just so good. Oh, nice. Utah's not so bad. Utah's not so bad. It's not like Ontario where it's minus 18 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Us Canadians are the weirdos that we have to measure things in all kinds of different ways. We use Fahrenheit to measure a hot tub, but we use Celsius to measure our temperature. We use meters to measure how far we run, but we use kilometers to measure how far we drive. And if we're driving really long distance, we use time. So it's just really crazy. It's so cold. It's so cold. It is so cold. Can confirm we're in an ice box right now. Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. Canada's the freezer right now, but that's okay. Apparently there's some frost in the fridge because it's like you guys are cold down south too, like everywhere down there. Yeah. We use all kinds of different measurements. It's weird. It just keeps us confused. It's like, are we American or are we Canadian? Or are we European? What are we? We don't know. We don't know. All right, seeing beyond. This is the Google. Yeah, exactly. Okay, seeing beyond. Vision, the capacity to imagine something, to look beyond the material, beyond the obvious, the realm of the transpersonal, options and possibilities, getting out of your own way and discarding your projected outcomes. We do, because we learn about you, but you guys don't learn about us. Oh my gosh, I love Costa Rica. I was supposed to be there all winter. I was not going to have another cold winter. I had this plan of 6 months and 6 months, and the only time I was going to be in Canada was during the warm 6 months. And well, here we are. Here we are. There's something I had to do here, apparently. Okay, do you consider things only within the framework of what you already know, or can you allow yourself to see beyond into the vastness of potential? We are all gifted with the magical ability of imagination, and when we open to it, we become a conduit for a divine vision greater than our own. Ah, hi, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Of course you will, Nikki. Of course you will. There are two ways to view the world and co create with it. One is from a face value perspective. What you see is what you get. The second is allowing your imagination to see beyond what something is right now and move into a place that doesn't yet exist in the material world. In this cosmic playground of possibilities, you see into a future where anything you imagine has the potential to become real. If you use your imagination faithfully and consciously, avoiding the traps of fearful projection and drama, you can connect to any reality you truly want to experience. When you open yourself even further, you're often gifted with a divine vision. As a practice, you can reimagine that vision over and over to strengthen it. As you channel these visions through you, you become a superconductor for the world. Today, know that your vision, what you imagined forming in the invisible, will be delivered into the material world. Don't worry about the timing of things, that is in the hands of the universe. Your job is to continue to imagine. Take a few steps forward, then imagine some more. The universe's job is to make it real. What a fabulous partnership. How beautiful is that? I love it. Okay, Carol, my friend, my love. Carol, what does Carol? Whoa, Carol, body and soul. Ooh, I like this. I like this. This is a very beautiful card. You're welcome, Sam. I hope you stay warm today. I hope we see some more warmth coming our way soon. Um, spring feels so close, but we got all of February and March, most of March. Okay, Carol. Taking care of yourself, seeing yourself as a complete package, body not separate from soul, centered in your sense of self, comfortable in your body, your authentic identity, physical health. Extreme self care is called for when you receive this card. Answer truthfully. Are you taking care of yourself? Your first choice may be to take care of others before meeting your own needs. Check in with yourself. Are you experiencing halt? And you can put a P in front of that for pain as well. So I like to call it fault, like PH, making the F sound. So fault is, am I in pain? Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? And am I tired? Now, it's more than just asking the quick question of that. It is because maybe you got sleep, but in asking if you're tired, right? If you're tired, what is the quality of your sleep? Right? It's more than just did I sleep, it's what's the quality. Same thing, am I lonely? Well, maybe you're hanging out with people, but maybe the connections that you have aren't feeding your soul, so they're very shallow connections. So again, even though you're socializing, you're not socializing with the right people. So again, what's the quality of those social interactions? So you want to go into a little bit more depth. And same thing, am I hungry? Well, you may not be hungry because you may have food within your system, but you may be starving for nutrients or that kind of thing. Okay. So this card is a signal that it's time to take a break from your current focus and get busy taking care of you because you are worthy of this care. What simple things require your attention so you can function optimally in your world and live your best life a day at a time? Another message that this card holds is about how you live with authenticity. Can you be at ease within yourself, you doing you, with pride and self-worth? Remember that you are a soul that manifests through a body, a spiritual being having a human experience. And that means you are here on purpose, even if there are days when you wonder about that. There is an intentionality to your being here now, just the way you are in this time in our collective story. You being here is important, for you are a precious being with a purpose, even if it seems elusive some days. And this is the message you needed to hear, Carol. You know that life loves you. With that in mind, your job is to do your part to make your experience a healthy one. How you nourish your body, mind, and soul is directly related to how you experience your life. It's time to put yourself first. Then everything will fall beautifully into place. And that's true for all of us. All of these are great messages for everybody. Okay? All right, Darren. What does Darren need to hear, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Darren? This is a good one. Sacred Reverence, number 47. Yep, get out of your head. And into my car, beep, beep. Isn't that the song? Now you're going to be singing that because I know how your mind works. All right. Darren, Sacred Reverence. Awe for the truth that spirit is everywhere. Inspiration coming through you as a result of reverence. Joyful living, exploring possibilities with curiosity. Spiritual passion, manifesting from the starting point of the realm of spirit. Looking at the world, do you see all of life or only a limited part? When you look at a blade of grass, do you just see a plant? When you encounter a puppy, do you just see an animal? Well, this categorizing is one way of viewing the world. It is only a fraction of the truth. It isn't enough. Look closer and you'll observe the luminosity immanent in these living, sentient beings. If you can allow yourself to take in all the world, including its spirit, then you see the whole. Reverence is an act of deep witnessing, respect, and awe. You experience it when you perceive every being and everything, every plant, rock, and tree as sacred and living. You naturally lean into a state of bliss and harmony and a profound sense of well-being. Whatever your dilemma or question, try to reframe your perspective to acknowledge the spiritual. If everything has value, including your most frustrating challenges, would you still ask your question from the same place? Can you regard the other as sacred, thereby erasing the separation between you? Embracing the perfection of how you came together is real magic, and you are tapping into this unity right now. No matter who or what is in front of you, see that person or thing as luminous and your interaction as holy. Then you will know what to do for the highest good of all. That is beautiful. 444 on the time there, which is obviously the angel numbers. So the angels are here watching as we're giving that message and just giving you just a little further confirmation with that, Darren. Okay. Edie. What does Edie? Okay, not that many cards. That's just far too many. There was like 5 of them. You're welcome. I love that too, right? That was what I seeded last year when Denise had her last retreat that they held in person in that particular space. She invited me as an honorary guest, and I really appreciated that. And I didn't think that I was going to participate in that session at all. I thought I would just be kind of observing it. But they did at one point ask me when they were doing the talking circle and going around and setting intentions, for me to set an intention. And the intention that I set at that time was to see the divinity within me and to see the divinity within everything else. And it's such a shift. It's such a shift when you go to that space, right? And you just see that beauty within everything. All right, Edie, what does Edie need to hear? Oh, Edie, Awakening Genius. I absolutely love this card. It's so beautiful. Just beautiful. Awakening Genius. How's work going? How's everything going? I love you too, sweetie. So much. All right, Awakening Genius. The spirit of creative expression, bringing forth new information, birthing, knowing that your ideas matter. The ancient Greeks believed that each person had a specific genius that acted like a spirit guide, inspiring you with new ideas to further your evolution as an individual, as well as the evolution of all humanity. You could say that genius is the spirit of creative expression, and when you tune into it, amazing things happen. When your genius awakens, you realize you do not have to do everything yourself. You have an inspired, dedicated, wise helper on your side. Today, can you imagine cultivating a playful relationship with this extraordinary spirit? If you can, you'll recognize that you don't have to solve every problem with only the knowledge, memories, and experiences you already have accrued. Your intellect in this case serves as a channel for the spirit of genius, and it can filter in new information. How you forge this connection is to get out of your own way and simply allow it to work through you. The word genius comes from the Latin genere, meaning to bring forth or birth, and it shares the same root as the word generate. You are at this moment about to give birth to a new mode of expression, and a powerful one at that. Commit to partnering with your genius, and only deep satisfaction and success will result. Today is a day when your inspired ideas matter. Beautiful card for you, Edie. Beautiful message. And for all of us, right? Tap into that. Tap into that. Tap into that spirit that is that creative genius for you, right? Tap in and see what that creative genius has for you. Destined. Can I get a good message for destined spirit? What does destined need to hear? Ooh, Into Me I See, our intimacy card. Into Me I See. And this is a beautiful card. I think it's gorgeous. The cards are gorgeous. But this one, you know, how beautiful. Nice. That's beautiful. Into Me I See. Intimacy, trust in another, dropping shields and rigid boundaries to allow connection, the willingness to be vulnerable. Thank you, Darren. At certain precious moments, you're called into a deep and meaningful connection with the world or another person. A magical affinity arises with the kind of intimacy that in turn encourages a greater understanding of yourself. The relationship acts as a mirror, helping you see your own patterns. What it reflects about you can further your own personal evolution. Now is the time to take a risk by connecting with another. Can you see how far you've come? Can you see what is still active within you that needs to change or heal? You will discover more about who you are as you discover more about another. Even if you cannot possibly know what it's truly like to be in someone else's shoes, you can listen and learn. This is a magical gift being offered to you right now. This concept applies beyond romantic connection. What do the dynamics in your closest friendships, work relationships, and family say about you? Relationships are extraordinary opportunities for healing. When predicated on honesty and caring, they have a great impact on how you contribute to the world. Intimate relationships hold up a mirror of truth and reveal more treasures than you might ever expect. If you can look into it, take a risk, and see everything as beautiful, even in its imperfections, imagine how deep you could go. And the thing that I like about it is, I always like to remind people when we're talking about mirrors, the mirror isn't an absolute reflection of you. And I have to say this because there's a lot of people who end up in a relationship with someone that is abusive, and they're like, but I'm not abusive. I didn't physically hit my partner physically hit me. So where is this mirror? Where is this reflection? And we get that within, and I like to use narcissist empath connection as an example of how the mirror can be distorted. So within the mirror can be a reflection of what you have in you so that you can fix it, but it can also be a reflection of what you seeking because it's what you feel you lack. So because you haven't developed it within yourself, you seek it in the other for that fulfillment. So in the empath narcissist, the reflection is not that reflection of what I see in you, I have in me. It's what I see in you is what I desire to have in me. So an empath desires the strength, the frame, the boundaries that the narcissist has, right? That strength that the narcissist brings to the table. Whereas the narcissist desires the compassion, that the emotional connection, that energy of compassion and empathy. So they're attracted to those things that they feel is lacking within each other. Right, so that's the way that the mirror works sometimes. So don't think within the mirror that it's always that exact reflection of who you are, but there can be, you're seeing something within them that resonates because you feel that you are lacking it, so you're seeking it external, or it is a reflection and you need to look at that. Okay, so why am I aligning with somebody that's doing these particular things? Why is that coming into my life? Is there some way in which I can look at the actions that I'm doing in a different light, in which maybe I'm doing what this person's reflecting to me, I'm doing it but in a different relationship? Maybe is showing me where there's some hurts that are remaining that I need to heal. So relationships are powerful, right? Which is why it's important that we don't allow ourselves to become isolated. With all of COVID, well, that's one of the things that happened is we became more and more isolated. And I feel people are trying to get back to community and connection and collective, which is really, really important. All right, Nikki. So make sure you're getting those connections because those will be important. And they also show you how much you've grown, right? Which is such a powerful thing too. Okay, Nikki. Nope, wait, hang on. Too many. There's a cards, Mackie of all the cards. You're welcome. Welcome. All right, Nikki. What does Nikki need to hear, Spirit? Can I get a nice message for NICCI, Nikki? Oh, hey, Nikki. Straight up, this flipped over again. So just what I read for Destined is the same message for you as well. So allow those things. I know for you, you are in a relationship, you're married, you have children, so you have those relationships within your home. So I know with that, those are going to be creating, opportunities for healing. They're going to create those opportunities for reflection. So yeah, interesting that you got the same card. Okay, so other Nikki. NICKY or Nick75 is next. Look at that. We got that. That made it easy having two cards the same back to back. All right, Nikki with a 75. Can I get a good message for Nick? Healing the heart. Okay. This is a beautiful, beautiful card as well. I think that many of them are. You're welcome, Nikki. I'm only on here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I haven't been on a lot either. Um, yeah, the intimacy card. Number 23 for Nikki with a KY. Healing, making amends, the willingness to release past pain, being responsible and accountable, taking time to get healthy, renewal, and rebirth after suffering. When you are wounded emotionally, you need time to regroup and find your center. You may have recently endured a breakup or betrayal, lost someone close to you, or lost an affiliation that you gave too much power to. Perhaps you're watching someone go through a difficult time and feel bad that you can't help them. Maybe you're still not over a past disagreement. No matter the cause of this heartache, deep healing is called for. This happens on its own timetable and can never be rushed. The path to healing the heart centers on reciprocity, the flow of giving and receiving. Sometimes wounding occurs because we become too dependent on another, and this is accompanied by the desire to manipulate or control an outcome. Both wounding and healing usually begin within, not from the outer conditions of our lives. We often believe we can be wounded only by others, but we do more damage to ourselves in the self sabotaging way we think and behave. It is important to take steps to heal yourself and become willing to release the pain of the past, which can be tempting to revisit. It's time to take responsibility for your part in this healing journey. Look for ways you can help yourself and others. Are you willing to make amends if needed, or conversely, accept someone where they are without trying to influence their growth process? Healing the heart in all aspects is your priority now. Nothing else matters. Only beauty and goodness will come as a result. And it's interesting because what I had wanted to say in relationship to what you were asking, because there's a large focus on the other, right? And when we get caught up in, where's my person, where are they, when am I going to find them, am I going to be, and it wasn't from the sense of I'm healed and now I'm open to receiving a partner who aligns with me. And when that happens, it happens, but I'm completely content in my own space until that does happen, because I fully love and accept myself and love and accept my life. It was from a space of, will I ever, and is anyone ever going to love, be with me? And that comes from a space of trying to fulfill something within yourself. And the only way to find that love is to go within and find it within yourself first. And that concept of, are you the person that you are? Do you want to be in a relationship with you? Right? Do you want to be in a relationship with you? And if you say yes to that, then you'll find somebody that wants to be in a relationship with you as well. But it's, are you the type of person that you would want to date? Do you love and accept yourself? Those are some questions that my guides are asking me to ask you. Okay. Rose. Rose. What does Rose need to hear today, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Rose? And if anybody else wants a card, I think I have time for one more after Rose. So you could be the show closer if you wish to get a card, but I need to know. Okay. Rose. Can I get a good message for Rose, Spirit? Not 3. Okay, we'll wait then, because if she's not there. Aw, love you, Darren. Is Amanda... Why would you care? Why would you care? Why would you wrap yourself up in petty stuff like that? Right? If you are with Ray, then your focus should be on Ray, and anything that was in the past should be gone. Right? Like, I don't even want to pull a card for that. And I won't pull a card for that question. Right? I won't pull a card for that. I'll pull a card for just a general message, just a general message, and you'll get what you get. right? But yeah. Alrighty, so is there anyone else that wants a card? Because if not, then I'm going to close down shop for today, and we'll see you back on TikTok on Tuesday. We'll see you on YouTube on Monday, and if you're part of my school, I'll see you there at noon or what other times that the classes are scheduled. Okay, if you're looking for anything regarding healing or awakening services, please check out my website, and also you could check out Amazon. I have several books that are published there, including three beautiful children's books. Jessie, which teaches calm spaces, so it teaches children how to breathe, to become, it goes through this whole calm spaces technique. So color coding and emotion, grounding, breathing, tricking your nervous system, firing up your imagination. So it's a beautiful book that will help children to regulate their emotions. This book here is The Adventures of Jack and Nanny B, and it is about children who have been unloved and unwanted, so they've turned into monsters, and Jack and Nanny B go hunting these monsters so that they can show them love and acceptance, so they can turn back into the little boys and girls that they were. And then this is Choo Choo Charlie and his adventures with Nanny B. I'm Nanny B, by the way. And this is about no spitting, no biting, no hitting, and no kicking. So these three books are available on Amazon, as well as some journals and planners that I have. I have this one, which is an affirmation, gratitude and affirmation planner. It is mostly designed for women, as it does say good evening, or sorry, good morning, gorgeous, and good evening, goddess. But it does have this whole process of in the morning you do your 5-minute journal, you have a spot for your schedule, read your 3 affirmations. At the end of the day, you can put down the rating for the day, circle whatever emotions you experience. On the back side of the page, you're going to repeat those affirmations, write down your 3 gratitudes, do your checklist, which is just a general checklist of wellness practices, seed a wish for tomorrow, write down your favorite affirmation, tear that off, and save it for later so you can refer to it when you're experiencing maybe some not good days. I also have available on Amazon the Wins and Goals Journal. This is a quick journal. It's 365 pages. You have your wins, you have your goals, and you have your 5-minute journal, plus a little space to keep notes, which could also include your schedule. And there's the Dream Catcher Journal that's available on Amazon as well, which allows you to record your dreams, and it has some prompt questions that it asks, and will allow you to see if there's any patterns or similarities that are occurring within your dreams, or emotions that you're experiencing, and things like that. I also have Calm Spaces Resiliency Building Workbook available on Amazon as well. So yeah, Anthony. Anthony is going to close the show. What does Anthony need to hear? Anthony, exposed and revealed. Okay. Love you. See you next time, Darren. Thank you so much for stopping by and all the energy that you gave. Yeah, so my school is the School of Light. It has 3 grades currently. Grade 1 is the journey from shadow to light. And in that, we are working through our shadow, healing our traumas, building emotional fortitude, a resiliency toolkit, and moving through those spaces. Grade 2 is the journey to awareness. So this is where we shift that the awareness from the concept of me to we. We start to work on more of our spiritual practices. We start to peel the veil back even more. So we start to reveal the truth that's going on in the world, but doing it from an observe, not absorb mentality. And we start to do, like I said, some really good energetic work. You have to do grade 1 in order to do grade 3. Grade 2, sorry, in order to do grade 2. Grade 3 is the journey to illumination, and this is where we are really starting to do powerful energetic work. We're channeling a lot of energy at this point. We're doing big energetic practices. We are working through our gene keys at that point as well. We're doing a lot of stuff in grade 3, but that's the journey to illumination. So it's a little bit more. This is where we're actually stepping into our purpose a little bit more fully and doing collective work, intergenerational or ancestral traumas, and things like that. So that's what the 3 grades are. You get to graduate as a guardian of light. As a graduate of the school, as a guardian of light, you can stay on as a mentor, or you can stay on as a tutor. A tutor is where we have where I host you. I allow you to work with the students as well on a one-to-one basis. A mentor is just somebody who would be there as a senior student within the class. So there's those 2 different ways that you can graduate. As you process through the grades, you keep the lower grades. It also gets cheaper as you go through the grades. Grade 1 is the cost of grade 2 for the intro month, for those to honor those who are only doing grade 1 to speak the same language, to understand my process and to understand what I'm doing within those grades. So someone that can process through grade 1 in 1 month doesn't pay anything more than what they would pay for grade 2 ever, because you would cancel that membership and sign up for the grade 2 membership, which is the same cost. The grade 3 membership is half the price of grade 2, and to stay on as a guardian, where you keep access to all 3 grades, and also what we do within the guardian level. That's $22 Canadian per month to stay on as a guardian. Okay, that's the information about the school. If you have any questions, I do have a free clarity call on my website. Okay, Anthony, and then I got to run or I'm going to be late for class. Exposed and revealed. There may be something that you need to hear in this card, Dark Till Dawn. Exposed and revealed. Healing shame, the imposter syndrome, letting go of self-condemnation, freedom from past unresolved wounds, focusing on self-worth, the underlying beauty of rejection. When you experience shame, you don't just feel like you've done something wrong, you feel like you are wrong, fundamentally flawed. Know that life loves you and the universe doesn't make junk, only magic. However, many social interactions, especially online, are steeped in distorted, unhealthy ways of expressing pain by shaming. Here is the way out of this. See shame as the heart-wrenching cry for help that it is. Consider whether you could have been triggered in the outer world by unresolved issues that matched all your inner pain points. If someone is shaming you, perhaps you have triggered them. How miserable they must be to expend their energy on such toxicity. They are drinking poison hoping you will get sick. You cannot love someone out of their shame. You can only show compassion for both them and yourself, set a healthy boundary, and refuse to fan the flames. Look upon shame as an opportunity for growth, evolution, healing, and freedom. With this in mind, can you let go of your attachment to control? Admit that this emotion isn't something that you have power over, and surrender to a higher power. There is a sacred quality to the vulnerability inherent in admitting you can't do this alone. When you allow yourself to be laid open in this way, you gain a beautiful new perspective. Then the healed shame has the infinite power of the divine to set you free. That's the closer for today. I absolutely love you guys. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the just being here. Thank you for your presence, right? Thank you for your presence. I'm sorry, it was too late. I'm too late today, Dawn. But you like that card? I think it's fitting. I love you guys. Come and hang out in the school, though. Honestly, come and hang out in our school. It's cool. School is cool. And don't ever think you're too cool for school. You're not. Just teasing you guys. I love you guys. And I definitely come out and hang out with us. I will see you guys that are in the school in one moment when I start the thing. Okay? Mwah. Love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Again, if you're following me on YouTube, I'll see you on Monday. If you're following me on TikTok, I'll see you on Tuesday for Tarot Tuesday. So come by again next Tuesday. Unless I do a surprise live, there's always a possibility. You never know. But it'll be a surprise to both of us. So I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bless.